Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. You wake to find someone who shouldn't be there. A face familiar yet foreign. A presence claimed by grief, yet defying logic. That is exactly what the town of Port Charles experienced when Nathan West reappeared. But something about him is off, something ominous. What's really going on with Nathan? Let's dig into the clues, the contradictions, and the theories that could reshape everything we thought we knew. When Nathan was brought in after the truck crash, his DNA and fingerprints matched the Nathan West who died years ago. That fact alone silenced skeptics, but only momentarily. Because the man claiming to be Nathan says his last memory is being shot by Caesar Faison, that he can't recall anything after that moment casts a shadow. Is this a lost Nathan, or someone else entirely? Let's start with the most striking inconsistency. A man missing for 7 years, found after a crash, should look ragged, aged, vulnerable. Yet this Nathan appears strong, composed, confident, hardly someone who's been delirious or unconscious for that time. Anna Devane expressed alarm. This is not the physical evidence of a man in limbo. Someone's been hiding him, grooming him, or completely rewriting his existence behind the scenes. Next, consider how Nathan reacts and how others respond. Britt Westbourne's fear is palpable. She's not thrilled to see him back. Her dread suggests she knows something the rest don't. When Britt's medications were delivered with a note from C, and soon after Nathan crashes his truck, the connection is hard to ignore. Either Britt was being maneuvered too, or she knows the truth behind the return. Nathan speaks as though he's re-entering 2025 for the first time. He'll say things like, "I forgot how Nathan West used to live," or "I'm seeing the world again as Nathan." That phrasing is deliberate. It hints he doesn't entirely believe he is Nathan yet. He's reacquainting himself, as one would after awakening from a coma, but he also slips. He occasionally gives off sinister expressions or ambiguous reactions that hint at another consciousness just beneath the surface. If Nathan is pretending, even to himself, who would have motive, ability, and opportunity? The names that immediately rise are Caesar Faison and Peter August. Faison had every reason to engineer this. He's done it before. Perhaps he took over Nathan's body or mind, merged identities, or placed someone inside Nathan's shell. Or maybe Peter's memories were transplanted to manipulate events from behind the scenes. There's also the possibility Nathan is being played. What if this version is a puppet, manipulated by others, acting out a role scripted in secret? What if he's not aware of his manipulation, yet still doing the bidding of a deeper force? That would explain the moments of disorientation, the strange pauses, the flickers of something hidden. One of the most explosive theories revolves around James, Nathan's son. Nathan wants custody, wants closeness. He visited Anna to ask for his detective job back so he can support James. He appears eager to build a relationship with his child. But if Nathan isn't fully himself, what does that mean for James? Could someone be using Nathan's return as a vehicle to get to the child? Whether Faison or Peter, whoever is behind this, would find access to James invaluable. Spinelli is currently the steady father figure. Nathan says he'll let Spinelli continue as the main caregiver for James, but that may be for show, a way to lower defenses. Because the minute James moves in with Nathan, the trap closes. Spinelli, Felicia, Lulu. They must all be wary of what's behind Nathan's desire. Misplaced identity, implanted memories, sinister puppeteers. These are not new to Port Charles. The soap world thrives on people returning as imposters, or returning with parts switched, or with altered memories. But the high stakes here are deeply emotional. Love, trust, identity, parenthood. Let's press on the memory gaps. Nathan claims he only remembers up to the shooting, nothing after. But what about the crash? The discovery? The moments leading into Port Charles? He was found after a wreck in an unregistered vehicle without identification. That anonymity is no accident. If this was truly Nathan, his phone, his ID, his history would lead back to someone, but they don't. That suggests careful erasure of connections. Some argue Nathan's return is simply a reset, a clean slate. But soap operas rarely leave such things half done. There will be a reveal, a confrontation, a moment when Nathan is undone or transformed. The pacing likely leads to a midline explosion, so-called Nathan drops the mask. The question is, when that mask falls, who is left behind? Is it Faison? Peter? Someone else? Could it even be a third party no one sees coming? The writers have called characters like Faison anything is possible, which means even the supernatural or memory manipulation devices are on the table. We also know that Britt hesitated when talking to Nathan in private. She addressed him like someone not quite him. She didn't speak purely to Nathan's memory, but to the stranger in his body. That hesitation is a flash of recognition, or fear. She senses the dissonance. And that's a narrative gift. The twin of Nathan's memory void is Britt's traumatic memory certainty. Now imagine the internal conflict. If real Nathan is deep inside, trapped, buried, struggling to emerge. Perhaps fragments surface. A dream, a flash, a gesture from the real Nathan that shatters the control. That would lead to a climactic confrontation within Nathan himself. The body says one thing, the internal Nathan another. The external force fights to hold control. That is drama. Let's examine the timeline. Nathan was shot, declared dead, given a funeral, mourned by many. Then he disappears entirely. Then, years later, he turns up in a crash. No memory, no ties. The resurrection is convenient. Too convenient. The writers likely seeded this so they can explore the nature of identity, grief, and deception in relationships. Will Anna and Dante, Felicia and Lulu spin a net around this phantom Nathan? They must. Anna hid him initially, demanded discretion. Suspicion grows. Elizabeth and Lucas will likely ask questions. Nathan's behavior will strain alliances. As trust integrates back, he'll take small steps, reacquiring his job, re-establishing relationships, leaning into old roles. That is how he gains credibility. But those small steps are also opportunities for slip-ups. Memories misaligned, reactions inconsistent, emotional dissonance. That is where the watchful eye sees the clues. Let's pause on the motive again. Why this elaborate ruse? What does the puppet master gain? Access to James. Access to Maxie, perhaps, or others linked to the West and Scorpio families. Possibly to destabilize alliances in Port Charles, sow chaos behind the scenes. Power, control, revenge. These are all as valuable as murder weapons in soap logic. The critics will demand, is this Nathan or not? The fans will dissect every scene, every look, every hesitation. And the show will use that tension to drive forward. Because for every viewer who believes, there must be a whisper of doubt. That's the fuel. So what signs should we watch? Watch Nathan's emotional responses. Do they match the man he was before? Watch interactions with Britt. Does she treat him like the brother she remembers, or like a stranger? Watch moments of memory, a name, a place, a name triggers that makes him pause. Watch how he treats James. Is it fatherly or calculating? Watch revelations about Faison or Peter, how they tie into Nathan's return. Watch betrayals, reminders, fragments. Watch for a fracture point when the imposter cracks. In time, the truth will come. Nathan is either fully himself or someone else wearing his face. Either way, Port Charles will never be the same. And when the reveal happens, when either Nathan emerges or the imposter falls, the emotional fallout will be unforgettable. By pushing all these threads, memory, identity, motive, family, the writers are not just resurrecting a character. They're exploring the line between self and shadow. When someone comes back, are they the same? Or just a mask? So if you ask me what's really going on with Nathan, I say, we're watching a war of identity. A war with layers. A war inside a body that used to belong to someone else. And somewhere in the wreckage of memory, the real Nathan, whoever he is, fights to reclaim his life, even as danger, betrayal, and darkness press in to keep him down. The return of Nathan is not a simple plot twist. It's a battleground. And against that backdrop, every smile, every hesitation, every word matters. Keep your eyes peeled. Nathan's return is just the beginning. The deeper truth lies in the unraveling. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for all of your updates.